Oh, suds. All right, we're back, regular viewers. Part 2, the sequel of the homemade swim bait here. I'm going to show you that stuff in a second. But we're just down fishing just the other day, and my regular assistant's going to show us what we picked up at the boat ramp. These are 2 of my lures here. We didn't pick those up at the boat ramp, but these were ones that are going to get reduced, reused, and recut up and remelted so that we can relax when we go fishing. So my regular assistant's going to take the eyeballs out of that.
Yes, sir.
And you're going to put them in the eyeball bucket.
Eyeball bucket.
And we found this one in a tree as well. So we're going to recycle that guy. And this one as well. So not a bad haul. But this trash here, guys, was all just laying around the boat ramp. And again, this is why our public facilities or public fishing locations get shut down. Not to mention the beer cans and other forms of entertainment that were left around. So please remember, help us out here, and let's keep these areas clean so that we get to keep fishing when we want to. But this lead is going to get donated to the lead pot, and which brings us to what we're doing today. These lures here, that's the next step. I kept threatening about it, but that is now finally we made it to the next step. We have to reestablish these holes because the clear coat's on them. We have to pour lead in the lead holes, and then we have to check the buoyancy and the sink rate. So we're going to get this mess cleaned up, and we'll be right back. And now we are going to install and throw our joints at the lure. But what we're going to do there, buddy, is because we put the clear coat on there, some of it may have gotten down in here. So just real quick, okay, to make sure there's nothing obstructing those holes. Do the same to yours, please. Yes, you're not going to drill a deeper hole. You're just, cleaning out the stuff that's in there, okay? Get the drill index, young man, over there. Drill index. We actually have to go step up because these have to be able to slide in and out. So we're going to step up our drill bit here. So where we screwed in the other ones, thank you. Where we screwed in the these ones here, right? These ones here have to be able to kind of slide in and out, or else you won't be able to get them in. Sorry, we have the fans going today, guys. We have the lead pot cooking, and it has to be a very well ventilated area, especially where we got the regular assistant with us here. We don't want him suffering the effects of lead poisoning later on. Okay, and we'll waller out this one as well. Okay.
Okay.
So now this is enough that as we can put it in the water, it's going to stay together. Obviously, it could wiggle it apart, but it's not permanently together. But that is our basic size and or swivel with it, hinge. Go ahead and waller these out with the drill bit, please. Okay. Let's take it. You don't hold this. Woo! You got to do it. Remember?
Yes, sir.
Remember, watch how you hold it, because you're going to put it. If that drill bit goes astray like that, it's going to go into your hand. So you want as little in the way as possible. Shorten this one a skosh.
Using skosh again.
Oh, that's a scientific measurement. Okay, so that's how that's going to look. These are going to get glued in, but it's moving right now. But basically, that's your range of motion. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I would. You see the lead holes? How are we going to be able to get that out with the lead in it?
We're going to drill it.
Oh, okay. We're going to drill it out?
Yeah. So we'll take these out now. We just want to make sure those fit. Okay.
And we'll take them out.
Actually, you know what? We'll go crazy. We'll put these in here because it'll pull out of the one side that got the lead in it. It'll pull out of the other side rather, and then and we can adjust it accordingly. So. Okay,
so we're gonna put it in.
Yeah, we'll pour the lead around that. It'll be all right because we can adjust it on the other side. So okay, so we'll go over to the lead pot and we'll get this done. Okay, so you got your eye protection and your mask on, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, so I'm gonna do this. Oop.
Oh no.
It's okay. Couple drops at a time. I'm going to move my hand out of the way more. Oops. See,
Oh, no.
that's a good reason to move your hand out of the way more, huh?
Yes, sir.
All right, so let that cool.
And now we get
And we'll
mine.
set up. Now, my more astute viewers may notice this is not the regular assistant's hand that I can't keep in frame for some reason. This is my hand. My hypocrisy for letting my son work with this stuff goes only so far. We are not going to let him pour molten lead yet, but he's going to watch and learn.
We're back, regular viewers. We survived the lead pot.
All right, so we've got our lead in our lures, okay? And we're going to put the hooks, we're just going to hang the hooks on the hook hangers, but not put them on permanently. And we are using my favorite VMC Oshak Hennessy treble hooks, this size, number 4, red, because it makes me feel better. Okay? The red hooks don't do anything special. For some reason, I like it. Makes me think that maybe, it looks like the fish is injured. But we're just going to hang them like this while we go to our outdoor aquatic lab sea trials for our sink rate, okay? But you need all the weight that's going to be on the lure. Now, granted, the paint and the clear coat is going to add a little bit of weight, mostly the clear coat, but this will get us in the ballpark. So if it's a little more buoyant, if I can make this work, if it's a little more buoyant than we want, that's okay now. So, all right?
Yes, sir.
So we're going to go over here to our aqua trials tank, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, we're ready for advanced sea trials here in our outdoor aquaponics lab.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we put it in upside down. You turn it slowly, and then you let go of it. Okay, so that sunk way too fast, and you can see it sank head first. So we're going to have to remove some lead, probably mostly from the head, okay? Because we want a nice slow sink rate, almost, well, I would like neutrally buoyant, because then when we add the clear coat, it'll sink very slowly, kind of like that. Good reenactment. Okay, so let's try out your little guy. So remember, you got to put it in upside down so there's no air bubbles trapped under there. That'll give you a false test. Turn it. Yep, turn it. Now let go and move your hand. Okay, yours felt very even, which is good, but we want to make it slower. So we're going to remove lead from both the tail and the snoot, okay?
Okay.
Give me a thumbs up. Okay, regular viewers, we're back. We have a new improved drill press setup here. Our little vise is actually bolted down, so now it only wobbles because it's old. So, but listen to this. I wonder if you can even hear that. Crazy, I know. So, but we are going to start taking out some of this lead out of here. We've already got it mostly adjusted, making sure that that's going to go in the middle. Before I get started, let me just say the hole obviously was drilled with the next size up from this one, okay? But we don't want to use that one to drill it out again because it'll beat up the wood. It'll take away some of our clear coat. It might mess with the hardware. So we're going to go step it down to the one just below it and just take out the lead that we need to take out. Also, hopefully it will help it from not spinning out of control in there. And we'll be able to remove a little more of it though. So let's try that one more time. Eye protection again, right? Super important.
Oh.
Yep. Shut that off.
That one was spinning like a propeller.
Yeah, we'll save these pieces. We don't need the lead shavings going all over the shop. Right?
Yes, sir.
Eye protection's on, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We'll go a little bit more.
Oh, man.
Gotcha, huh?
Yeah.
So we got our eyes on. Okay. We've pulled some more lead out. We'll go check it. Once we get down, but it's back and forth is how you do this, okay? You have to do a little bit of lead out. There is a way that you can check the density of the wood. The engineered angler, of course, checks the density of the wood, adds up the amount of lead and other stuff that he's going to put on it, and he gets perfection every time. I don't know. This, to me, is simple, and I'm not a smart man, nor do I know what sort of wood that is to check the density. I'm sure there's a way to do that with the volume and all that other business, but anywho, that's what we're doing. All right, so it looks like we just need a little bit more. Let's do it one more time. And their regular assistant, you probably want to make sure until that's in its full upright and seated position before you go and try and grab at it. That was a bad example, okay?
Okay, I won't try that.
Yeah, don't try to do that. Okay, we're going to go just a little bit more. Little bits at a time.
Sir.
Okay, we'll go try it one more time, see where we're at. Okay, so we've drilled out enough lead here, and we've got the sink rate that we're looking for. Again, I put it upside down, I turn it over. Nice and slow, and see how it's standing up on its own like that? It's standing up on the hooks, right? Looks good. Looks like the tail is a little bit heavy, but I think it's all right. I think it'll do just fine. All right, now let's go work on yours. So we got it all set up for the assistant here. We're going to check it's already where it needs to be. So you're going to go nice and slow down there. So turn it on. You got your safety glasses on, right?
Yes, sir.
Nice and slow.
Yes, sir. Very slow.
Bring the carriage forward or to the left here, okay? And we'll work on the back one a little bit. This one had to take lead out of the front and the rear. Okay, hold on. Oh, slow down. Backwards. Backwards. Stop. And we'll go this way a little. Isn't it nice to have a vise that's like bolted down?
Yes, sir.
Pretty cool, huh?
That way I won't accidentally break it or drop it.
All right.
I'm still learning here. I'm
You sure are.
not a natural at this like you are.
I'm not a natural. I worked in a machine shop. That's how I learned how to use a drill press. I broke a whole bunch of bits the first week I worked there. Thought I was going to get fired. I worked for the fire chief of my town at a machine shop. Yeah, he owned a machine shop, but he was nice enough to teach me what was going on. He only yelled at me a little bit. I probably cost him a couple $1,000s in equipment. Just silly accidents. Look at that,
Ooh,
huh?
that's the biggest propeller I've seen in lead.
How's that for a piece of spaghetti?
Ooh. Too bad it's not one you can eat.
No, definitely not. Okay, we're going to go try your lure here, and we'll be right back. Okay, so after many back and forths with the drill press in the aquaponics lab, I think we've got it. Nice, even sink rate, and it's standing up on the hooks. Here's yours, little man, all right?
Okay.
Nice, even sink rate, standing up on the hooks. That's what we wanted, right?
Yes, sir.
I see a thumbs up. Good work. Here we are, regular viewers. So our lures are weighted. They have the right sink rate. You want to show them the drilled out lead on yours?
We actually drilled out the...
So we drilled out all the lead that we needed to drill out. This one actually didn't even need the one in the tail. So that was fine, but we got the sink rate we're looking for, and that's all that matters. It's evenly distributed, and it's the way we want it. So the next step now is we're going to move these parts and pieces out of the way.
And we are going to use...
What are we going to use?
Super glue and baking soda.
And we're going to fill in these holes with them, okay? We have our baking soda here. We have our super glue, and this is the super glue little spout that we use to drip it in, so you get a much nice and neater. The regular assistant, of course, has his gloves on because super glue hurts when you get it on your skin, because when it sets off, it gets really hot, and the more you put on there, the hotter it gets. It can actually burn you, and you'll get a blister, that kind of fun stuff. So forgoing that, we are going to use some gloves on there today. And what do you got on your eyes?
Eye protection like this.
Eye protection like that. Okay, so this little spout here with this on it. I found out, guys, with the super glue, if you take all this stuff off every time and reinstall this cap on it and make sure this spout is cleaned out, it lasts a lot longer, and you don't waste as much super glue. We're going to get, grab those clamps over there, please, those two blue ones. Perfect, thank you. We're going to use those to help us out. And I'm going to take the clamp here. I'm going to clamp my lure in like this just to hold it upright. So do the same thing to yours, please. Okay. Beautiful. And we got one more secret ingredient that I like to put in these that I should have had ready to go.
Microspheres.
If I was professional, I would have had this ready to go. Glass microspheres. You got to be really careful with this stuff. This definitely don't want to inhale. So, but just for buoyancy's sake, because the stuff is negatively buoyant, I will put this in here for you. Just in the bottom of it, just to give it a little more
That's microspheres.
buoyancy.
Little tiny
not really to give it buoyancy, but we are just trying to not have it be so negatively influenced by the baking soda and super glue. Okay? Again, I'm going to demonstrate, and you're going to follow suit. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So, I take out my baking soda. And I take out my baking soda spoon, also known as a crab meat spoon.
which you can find in your wife's kitchen when she's not home.
Mm-hmm. Oh, did you look in your wife's kitchen?
I don't have a wife. You
Oh,
just said in the
okay.
first episode.
Oh, at least you were paying attention. And then we drip, drip, drip,
Drip,
drip,
drip.
all the way around. Don't touch the end of it to the baking soda.
Because why?
It'll harden right on there and it'll destroy the tip. Okay, but we don't want to do that part over there because we don't want the super glue going in there. All right?
Is that just hot super glue?
Well, it gets hot.
I mean, you don't know like the temperature.
Yes, when it hardens, it's a chemical reaction, and part of that release of energy is heat. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So we're not done here. This was just the first layer. We're going to layer it up so it matches the contour of the bottom of the bait, and then we're going to do, guess what?
Sanding.
More sanding. That's right. Everyone's favorite pastime.
Yes.
Everyone's favorite lure making pastime, sanding. We'll start with the little one here. So you got to be really careful not to tip it over because remember those microspheres in there are loose. They don't react the same way to super glue. So you're going to pick this up like I did, nice and level. You're going to get a scoop from down in there, from down under, and you're going to put it on top, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so for round 2, we're just going to do it again. We're going to add a little bit more.
Ooh.
Is that a ghost over there? What are you doing?
No, I was just trying to blow my gloves. Just made a sound. I did not mean to do a ghost.
And now it's capped. I can just give it a little puff of air across the top of it, and it kind of levels it a little bit better. You can just keep layering it like this. You can make yourself the Eiffel Tower. Or we're Italian, so I guess that'd be the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Okay, see how that blew across it there, and it kind of left what was in the shape only there? Look at that. Okay?
So you got yourself a new pair right there?
Yep. So see that? We're almost all the way there. Can you see that? Still got a little bit of a saddle to it, but... Okay, so we're going to let those dry, and then it's back to sanding. Now we got to clean up this mess. All right?
Yes, sir. We'll be back with the bench sander.
All of our super glue and baking soda has dried, right?
Yes, sir.
So we gave it time to dry fully so that it would not be hot or sticky or any kind of thing.
Oh,
you got it?
There we are.
Here's your man strength, remember?
Yeah. This one's a little easier to
Okay, take these and go put them in the clamp department. All right, so what we're doing with this now is 6 years of sanding. So we're going to take our sandpaper and just work this mess of mountain of baking soda and super glue down. And it's going to take some time to get it the way we want it. And I'm going to try to go with a little bit more aggressive grit to start here. I just got to be careful because I don't want to really sand the lure too much. We're looking pretty good.
Now, so what's the next step after that?
Okay, so now we're going to paint them their base coat, all right?
Their base coat, so that's just silver spray paint,
We're
right?
going to use silver spray paint, yeah. That'll be a good base coat for these guys. So we'll get ready, set up for that, and we will be right back, okay?
All right.
Okay, so we're in our professional spray booth here, also known as a banana box. All right, we've got our can that the regular assistant helped shake up.
Yes, sir.
So we're just going to put a nice even coat. See how I'm twisting it, and when I'm spraying, I'm moving the can so that we don't pile up the paint and get a run, okay, which means like a drip or something like that. And I'm doing it so that I'm not spray painting my hand, well, too much, and I'm getting a coating evenly everywhere, okay? All right, and of course, this is the second verse, same as the first. Okay, regular viewers, so we have sealed our lure with silver spray paint. And now we're going to get onto our mullet paint scheme. And what that's going to be is we're just going to keep it simple. We're going to go with a darker back, like a black kind of back, a white belly. The regular assistant wanted to try some gill detail on his, so we're going to try that on his, but I'm going to demonstrate airbrushing on mine, and then you're going to do it on yours. So sorry for the interruption of the air compressor, but that's going to happen here. So a lot of this is going to be probably with a musical interlude, as it's going to be more watching and learning. So, all right?
All right.
So we're probably going to cue some music. There is your painted mullet. What do you think?
I think that is amazing.
So you did a good job there. I had to help you with it because paintbrush was, or the air paint. What is it called?
Airbrush.
Airbrush. That's what it was. It worked. I tried to add a little pieces of flair to mine, and I think I flummoxed it up a little bit here around the face and the gills. So we're gonna quit while we're ahead, and I further ruined my bait. But we're gonna let these dry thoroughly, and then we're gonna clear coat them. So, and then other than adding the hardware, that will be it. So we are so close to being done. What do you think?
I think that we are going to be done in a flash.
In a flash. All right. Well, good work. All right.
Yay.
We're going to put the eyes on it now. We have our super glue. We have our tweezers. And we have our lures put up in a vice grip so that we can make sure we get a good grip on it. It's not going to be falling around and stuff like that, because we really don't want to be touching it to the table. We don't really want to be touching it ourselves. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on it like that. That was really not too much of a little bit. That was kind of a lot bit, but that's not important.
So is this the different scenario where the glue doesn't really burn as much?
Well, this is gel glue here.
Oh, this is...
So it's not really going to run around on you like the thin stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the stuff we used when we were...
putting in the baking soda.
Yeah, that.
Look at that, huh? Again, it's like breathing life into your creation right there.
Finally opened his eyes.
Finally opened his eyes.
Still got one eye left to go, but that's okay.
Okay, not a ton of glue, just enough to hold it there. These are adhesive. They're like a sticker, but it's just, they're always really poor stickerage. They don't really stick that well. You really want to make sure when you're brushing the epoxy over it that eye's not going to come off, because that really burns your biscuits when that happens. So get yours.
Yes, sir.
There's your eyes on your fish. So now we're going to let those dry, and then we're going to mix up our clear coat, all right?
Yes, sir. So now it's time for our friends JB and Weld.
All right, clear coat time. So I make a good circle with this.
And here's the other one.
Thank you. And then I make the same size circle with the other stuff.
Okay.
Okay, hold your horses there, killer.
Just helping you so you can
okay, hold on. And then we add a little bit of
sparkles. Sparkles.
Sparkle farkles, okay?
Yeah.
So the way we mix this, we don't want to keep moving it all over the plate. We want to try to keep it right to that same spot there. And again, with this stuff here, it gets a little bit cloudy when you first start mixing it. And when it clears up, that's how you know. See that? You see the difference?
Yeah, I see the difference.
It's kind of hard. It probably doesn't really pick it up on the camera, but once it clears up again, that's when you know it's adequately mixed. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So take this side here.
And we're going to rub it over that.
We're going to rub it over the whole thing. If you can
Oh.
try and avoid getting it all over the vice grips, it'll help it come off easier.
I remember you saying in the let's see, what was it, the repainting lures video? You said that you try to be careful not to get on the vice grips because it would pull off the epoxy.
Yes, yeah, when you disconnect the vice grips, you got to be very careful because you can pull the epoxy off and whatever it adhered to, which will be the paint, your finish, whatever, so you don't want to do that.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to pull off the vice grips on mine unless I get it. If I get it around the vice grips, I'm not pulling off the vice grips because I'm just going to tear off my whole thing.
Okay, just do this nice even coat all the way over this guy, especially here. Don't forget that. And it's okay if you get it in here because we're going to have to re-drill these out anyway. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Those holes are marked though, so it's okay.
It'll be perfectly fine. It's not the end of the world.
It's not the end of the world. I got to make sure that I am being a good host and doing this on camera though. Okay, so that is a good healthy coat. Want to make sure that brush before you say you're done, brush the whole thing over and connecting lines like this so that it makes sure you didn't miss a spot.
It's
Okay?
kind of like trying to get those holidays, as you call them, when mowing the lawn.
That's right. You're doing a darn good job at mowing the lawn too, by the way. Okay, so see, got one right there.
Ooh.
Missed that spot. Then I got paid full price for that. Okay. So I'll turn this over and over a few times.
Beautiful.
All right. What do you think?
That is a beautiful lure.
A beautiful lure.
It's like the big one that you did in those crankbaits
So
video.
this got a little bit of bubbles on it, but watch this. We'll take our heat gun here.
Another magic trick.
And just put a little bit of heat over it. They do this sometimes. You'll see people do this with like a torch or something like that. And we don't have to be that, bananas with it. But the heat gun will work too. Really clears up the clear coat if it's bubbly. See the difference?
Yeah, it's a beautiful.
Again, I don't know if the camera picking that up, but there was some bubbles in it. And they are now au sente.
Oh no! There's a drop there.
It's okay. That's why we're turning it.
If you notice, if the camera picks it up, you will notice that there is sparkles on the lure.
All right. So we'll be right back. Okay, regular viewers, so save the pieces. I always say it, right?
Yes, sir.
So the reason we save this plate full of trash is to check and see if the epoxy that we mixed up last night, rather than touching the lure, if we touch this and it's still wet, or you try to move this stuff and it's still wet, you haven't ruined the finish on your lure. Okay? Oh. You've only just checked out here. So if this is, feel it, hard as a rock, nice and smooth, right?
Yeah.
Let's get our lures. Here is yours.
Starting to look like a mold.
So now it can touch the bench. because this hard clear coat is not going to do anything. It's not going to get damaged by this, okay? So that's your lure. This one's mine. Here we go. So we have some work to do on them to get them cleaned out and ready for hooks, okay? If I was a professional, I would have had my razor ready, but I'm not.
Yeah, there it is.
There it is. Okay.
Woo-hoo.
So this one here, very important that we cut around it so that we don't damage the finish. Okay, so we're going to do that to that one, and we're going to do the same thing to yours right here as well, so that we can remove the vice grip, okay?
Okay.
Another thing that we're going to do today is we are going to take this drill bit and we're going to re-drill out these holes. You're going to do that here in a minute, so that our hardware can get, our hardware joints can get epoxied in. Okay? These here, again, have to get cleaned out as well. So we're going to do that, and we're going to ask the regular editor to do something for us. What would that be?
Regular, cue some music, please.
So we've got all of these points cleaned out. We've got these cleaned out on both sides. Now we need to do this one right here, which is going to be the pin, again, that holds our tail in place. So, and I have to be super careful with mine. It's pretty much held together with baking soda and epoxy because I screwed up and got this too thin on this side. So I'm going to start this with the awl.
Hi, all.
Okay, and I'm going to go super duper slow. Thank you.
Service?
All right, and we now need
The hardware.
the hardware.
Just trying to get the hooks out so I can get the hardware.
All right, and we need our JB weld. We'll be right back. All right.
So here are our friends JV and Weld.
So let's get a clean spot on our plate.
So JV, you're up first. Alright, so here's JB. Okay. Are you just going to cover them in epoxy? Is that what you're going to do? Am I close?
We really don't want to just cover them because we don't want the epoxy getting all over our fancy clean lure, nor do we want it to get all over the joint. So this has to be careful.
Oh no, oh no.
Relax. We don't need any added drama here. This isn't a reality show.
It worked. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, but how do we get the other one out without pulling that one out? Oh, that was easy.
I'm going to hold this end.
And I'm going to put them in epoxy. No.
Gentle.
There we are, and there we are.
Okay, that's good.
And here they come into the head.
I would have you do this, but we don't need you to get all covered right now. So this is a watch and learn situation, okay?
It's a good thing I ate dinner before this.
Why is that?
I don't want to eat epoxy in my dinner.
Well, luckily we wash our hands before we eat dinner.
Yes, that's
one of the reasons you wash your hands before dinner, so you don't get covered in epoxy. Okay?
Okay. So
we're going to let that guy dry a bit until this becomes a little harder. Kind of wasted a lot there, but that's okay. And then we'll do the other side, all right?
Okay. Yay.
Just like I just told you before, we're going to test this. This is definitely still going to be sticky, but we can now put in the other side. You have to be careful. We don't want to pull on these ones because they will pull out. Okay?
Yes, sir.
You understand what I mean?
Yes, sir.
All right.
I do.
Okay, so it's important, look, it's important that these are not facing the same way. You want to make sure that while it's still able to turn, you can turn them so that they are going to have full extension when they twist. Okay, so now we need to let that guy sit.
So now it's my turn. But you're going to hold the lure, right? And I'm just going to paint it on carefully.
Just on the ends. You don't have to go all the way up. You're touching the joint.
I'm just going to do that part.
Okay.
There we are. We do not want to touch the joint because... Oh no, we almost put it the wrong way. A huge mistake. Okay, but there it is. So pretty soon we'll be putting in the tail, right?
You're going to make the tail up.
Alright.
Put a little bit more.
What do you think we'll use for the tail? Which one of the tail molds? One without?
Take a look, see. That one might be a little bit big. Okay, so we're going to let this dry, and we'll be back when they are all ready to go, okay?
Okay. Yay.
Okay. We are making up the tail for our lures over here while they're drying. And put some light on the situation. You can see what we're doing. And this is the mold that we're going to use. Again, I spray painted this one, so it just didn't look like a big block of white. So that's, I think, the appropriate size tail for this fish. May have to get cut down a little bit, but
that's okay.
I think it'll work. Okay. So take your brush and start applying our friend petroleum jelly. That is plenty hot.
There's the injector. And we pull.
Probably don't even need that much.
We'll find out. Alright. Oh, we got a little flashing.
Oh
no!
Oh, goodness sakes. It's okay.
That was way too much. Luckily, this thing will dry and we will be able to pull it off and put it back into the bottle. Reuse, remelt, and relax is our motto.
That's right. Okay, we'll be back when that's all ready to go. Our mold has cooled enough, so we're going to open it up.
Yay!
Okay.
Drum roll, please. There we are. Woohoo!
There is your tail. Two-tone tail.
Yay!
Take that out of there.
Yeah. I thought that was a whole bunch of flashing.
No, that was by design there, killer.
Woohoo! So that is a perfect tail. So all it's just left to do is cut the imperfections off, which includes the sprue.
Well, we need a little bit of this
sprue. A little bit of the sprue.
Because that's going to sit in there, okay?
Yep. So we need to make a second tail.
So there's your tail. So let's get slathering.
Again.
We're all cooled off. Let's take a look. Apparently we got some on the clamp.
Okay, there we are.
Here, take that.
Yes, sir.
There is our other tail. Okay?
For yours.
So there's our two tails.
Yay!
So we've got our lures. They're all made. Our tails are made. We're just going to do a little bit of, just to lock in those sparkles there, we're going to use the what?
The Duran method.
The Duran method. We're going to clear dip the tails just so that they have that the sheen that matches this here. Now, of course, we could have colored those like we normally did with the powder, the mica powder, but I wanted to show you this is the technique that I used to use before I learned about mica powder, just sprinkling in sparkles. They'll hold them there, as you can see. All right, but these are going to be ready to go. After we clear dip these, we're going to install the hardware and see what kind of lure we got, all right?
Okay.
Now it's time for the hooks.
Okay, this is going to be exciting.
So, well, this can be a little nerve-wracking at times. We need a little bit of small pair of pliers. Okay, so I want you to watch how I do this. Now, you got to be careful. Now, they make split ring pliers that open this up when you do it, but we don't have this. We're just regular.
I'm watching. Press it in.
So now once it's hooked in, then you just twist it around, and that hangs your hook. here's what we started with, right?
All an idea.
All an idea. Did I ask you to make that?
Nope, and I made it
Came
myself.
up with that all on yourself, all on your own there, huh? Okay,
I didn't know what a mullet looked like.
So what do you think of your lure now?
The lure is now a lure. It's so cool. I can barely wait to use this and see what we'll catch.
So we started out with a piece of the regular editor's old cutting board with your little diagram and a go get 'em attitude, right?
Yes, sir.
And we got ourselves our glide bait here. Wow. Okay, so next step is going to be to go sea trials at the actual lake. And I just realized I put my tail on upside down, but that's not important right now. But we've got everything you said, right? Take a look.
Well, the hooks are in the right places. They are. There are no fins or anything, but that's okay. There are
This is
some
just the first
paint-on
one,
fins.
so yeah, we did paint on your fins on the side.
And your fins are.
Okay, painted on your side fins.
There's your.
Okay, but you got hooks. Go through what you did. We got a tail.
Got a what's that? I forgot. Yeah, the
tie-on
tie-on point.
point.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Okay,
Got the hardware for all that. Got the lead holes.
we put lead in it. Okay, I think we followed your instructions. Now we're going to go down to the lake and test it after you get your schoolwork done, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good work, buddy. High five. Well, regular viewers, thank you for sticking around for 3 parts of this. I know it took a long time, but it was well worth the time for me and my son to spend together to learn how to make these. I did like how my lure came out, had a nice swim, and we did get to use my son's in the pool here, and so we got some good video of that swimming, so he did a great job on that. There is a reason that there is only one lure swimming in the pool that you're going to see here in a minute. Mullet lure works, guys. Took my tail, but I'm okay with that. Right after I caught this bass, we took a couple quick photos, released him, and then I snagged my mullet lure, losing it to Davy Jones' locker forever. But don't worry, I already have a replacement in the works. Put just a little bit of lead in it this time.
Don't forget!
Hey, what are you kids doing?